Hey, it's Matt Green here with Real Insights Live. This is your 5-minute market update for the 2017 year in review. Let's get started. All right, so let's start out our review of 2017 by first taking a look at a snapshot of December 2017 in comparison to 2016 December. So we'll start out by looking at the 1-year change in closed sales. There was 2.9% fewer transactions in December 2017 versus 2016. The median home price, the median sales price, was up 8% year over year in December. And then this is the real big story that's impacting our market in the most significant way. And this is that there's 20.5% fewer homes on the market in December of 2017 versus 2016. And this was just part of a continued trend. And you can see that the short answer is the housing shortage continues to worsen. So let's start out by looking now at new listings. And you can see this is data clear back from 2006 to present, but when we look at the last 3 years, relatively flat, 0.5% plus 2.2%, and this year up 0.5%. So we are seeing new listings ticking up ever so slightly, but not dramatically. Pended sales, you can see we had a real significant increase in 2015 year over year. Then the following year, 4.5, and now this year in 2017, just a 1.1% increase. So still just slight increases, but these increases are likely slowing down because of lack of inventory that we'll see shortly. Closed sales, again, huge increase in 2015 year over year. Then we saw a 5.3% increase in 2016, and then just a 0.7% increase, relatively flat year over year between 2016 and 2017. And when you look at this historical data, you can see where we were at our peak back in '06 relative to closed transactions. Prices continued to raise clear into 2008, 2009. And here we are relatively flat for the last 3 years in closed sales. Again, when we look at this, it's likely not lack of demand, but lack of inventory. Okay, so when we have less inventory and growing demand, what happens? Well, we know that days on the market until a property sells decreases. So you can see this really significant decrease over the last 5 or 6 years. Back in 2011, 2012, we were over 100 days at times. Today, we're right around 50. So dramatic decrease over the last 5 years. Median sales price, lack of inventory, more demand, just simple supply and demand. This is going to drive prices up. So 6.1% increase in 2015, 7.8% increase in 2016. 2017 saw an 8.8% increase in home values across the state of Utah. Now, when we look at historical data from 2006, we hit our peaks in '07, '08. And then we started to see the decrease in prices. And then as inventories begin to shrink in 2015, 2016, prices really start ramping up. Okay, so that really impacts affordability. And of course, the higher on the graph we are in the numbers, that means homes are relatively more affordable compared to the other parts of the chart. So you can see affordability has actually been shrinking. Things have become less affordable. And really the things that impact that most dramatically are wages. But then beyond that, it's home prices, what home values are in that marketplace, and then interest rates. And so not only do we have home prices going up, you're going to see that we start to have interest rates rising as well. So here's the big story. As I mentioned, inventory of home for sale. Back in '08 and '09, we had over 30,000 homes on the market. And of course, that leads to a large supply. Eventually, that's going to impact prices. We saw prices come down into 2011, 2012. And then inventory just continued to shrink. And as inventories have shrunk and shrunk and shrunk, prices have risen. And we are now historically at our lowest number of homes for sale on record at around 10,000. 9,178, down 20.5% from the previous year, which is really, really significant. It really puts the home seller in the driver's seat, and based on this, we suspect that we'll continue to see significant increases in home prices in the next 12 months. So this is months of supply. Another way to measure that simply says, based on the current inventory that we have on the market, how long, and the current pace of sales, how long would it take for us to sell all of the homes on the market? Well, you can see back in 2008, 2009, that months of supply really raised to well over 12 months. At that point, you're in a buyer's market. The buyer's really in the driver's seat. And then over the last 10 years, almost, I guess 7 to 9 years, we've seen that really decrease, where now we're down to 2.3 months of supply. This is a strong, strong seller's market. So interest rates are the thing that could potentially have the greatest impact on the market in 2018. After years of the lowest interest rates we've seen historically for residential home mortgages, we are starting to see finally, after a number of years of people predicting that they would rise, they are finally in fact starting to rise. And we know that the leaders in the government have indicated with concerns about inflation that they will continue to raise the rates over the next handful of quarters to curb inflation that might occur in the economy too quickly. And so we likely will see interest rates raise, making homes even more expensive for potential buyers, which could at last perhaps slow the demand for homes and people trying to buy homes in the market, which could finally slow down this market just a little bit and potentially put some downward pressure on pricing. Again, likely not enough to have us have any kind of decrease in home prices in 2018. In fact, again, we're predicting likely very, very strong increases, somewhere around 8% year-over-year increases in the median home sales price in 2018. That is what's being predicted. But this is the one factor that, if interest rates really rapidly increased, could slow down the market dramatically. Okay, that is your 2017 year in review 5-minute market update. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked what you heard today, please don't hesitate to give us a thumbs up, share the video, and comment below.